Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Jason, and today we're diving into a topic that's the backbone of personal and professional success: how to be consistent in life. Now, consistency is something we all know is important. But let's be honest, it's not always easy. Whether it's sticking to a new habit, pursuing a long-term goal, or simply showing up every day, staying consistent can feel like a challenge. But don't worry, we're here to unpack it all. And as always, I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Julia. Julia, how are you doing today?
Hi, Jason. I'm doing great, thank you. And hello to all our listeners. It's so good to have you here with us. You know, Jason, I'm really excited about this topic because consistency is something I've personally struggled with in the past. I've learned a lot along the way, and I can't wait to share those insights with our listeners.
That's fantastic, Julia. You're absolutely right. Consistency is something we've all grappled with at some point. But here's the thing. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, even when it's tough.
Exactly. And by the end of today's podcast, we hope you'll feel inspired and equipped with practical tools to stay consistent in whatever goals or habits you're working on.
Absolutely. So let's jump right in. First, let's talk about why consistency matters and how it can transform your life. All right, let's start by answering a simple but important question. Why does consistency matter? Consistency, at its core, is about staying committed to your goals and taking small, regular actions to achieve them. And here's the thing. It's those small, steady actions that lead to big results over time. Take any successful person, for example, whether it's an athlete, an artist, or an entrepreneur. Their success isn't built on one-off efforts. It's built on consistent practice and dedication.
That's so true, Jason. And I think a great example of this is Serena Williams, one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Her achievements weren't just the result of talent, but also of years of consistent training, showing up every day, even when it was hard.
Exactly, Julia. Consistency creates momentum. When you show up daily, you're building habits and routines that compound over time. It's like planting a seed and watering it regularly. It won't sprout overnight, but with patience and consistency, it grows into something amazing.
I love that analogy, Jason. And beyond achieving goals, consistency also builds trust, both with yourself and with others. Think about it. When you consistently follow through on your commitments, people see you as reliable. And when you stick to your personal goals, you build self-confidence because you're proving to yourself that you can do it.
Absolutely. Consistency is also the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Without it, even the best plans or dreams remain just that. Plans and dreams. But with consistency, you can turn them into reality.
And the best part is, consistency doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It's okay to have setbacks. It's about getting back on track and continuing the journey.
That's such an important point, Julia. All right, now that we know why consistency matters, let's dive into the challenges that often get in the way of staying consistent. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The challenges to staying consistent. We all know it's important, but let's be real. Sticking to something day after day is easier said than done. So, Julia, what do you think is one of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to consistency?
Oh, Jason, where do I start? I think one major challenge is procrastination. We often put things off because they seem overwhelming or because we're waiting for the perfect time to start. But as we both know, that perfect time rarely comes.
Absolutely, Julia. Procrastination is such a common trap. Another big challenge is lack of motivation. It's easy to feel excited when you're starting something new, but what happens when that initial excitement fades? Suddenly, sticking to your goals feels like a chore.
That's so true, and I think distractions play a huge role as well. We live in a world full of endless distractions, social media, notifications, unexpected tasks. It's so easy to lose focus and get sidetracked from your priorities.
Definitely. And let's not forget about self-doubt. Sometimes people give up because they don't see immediate results and start questioning their ability to succeed. It's that inner voice that says, "Why bother? You're not good enough."
Oh, I've been there, Jason. Another challenge I've noticed is trying to take on too much too quickly. We set unrealistic goals or try to change too many habits at once, and when it becomes overwhelming, we just stop altogether.
Exactly, Julia. And I'd add one more to the list: lack of a clear plan. Without a step-by-step plan, it's easy to feel lost or unsure of what to do next, which makes it harder to stay consistent.
So true. And the frustrating part is, these challenges are universal. Everyone faces them at some point, but the good news is, they're not impossible to overcome.
That's right, Julia. Understanding these challenges is the first step in tackling them. And that's exactly what we're going to do in the next part of our conversation. Share practical tips to help you build consistency and overcome these obstacles. All right, now that we've identified the challenges, let's focus on solutions. How can we actually build consistency and make it a part of our lives? Julia, why don't you kick us off with the first tip?
Sure, Jason. One of the best tips I've learned is to start small. A lot of people get discouraged because they set goals that are way too big to handle at first. Instead, focus on small, manageable steps. For example, if you're trying to exercise consistently, start with just 10 minutes a day instead of aiming for an hour.
That's such a great point, Julia. Small wins build momentum. Another powerful tip is to create a routine. When you build a consistent schedule, it reduces decision fatigue. For instance, if you decide to study English every day at 7 p.m., it eventually becomes a habit, and you're less likely to skip it.
Absolutely. And to add to that, I'd say it's important to track your progress. When you see how far you've come, it motivates you to keep going. You can use apps, journals, or even a simple calendar to mark the days you stick to your goal.
I love that, Julia. Tracking progress gives you a visual reminder of your achievements. Another tip that works wonders is to find an accountability partner. Whether it's a friend, family member, or a coach, having someone to check in with can really help you stay on track.
Yes, accountability is so powerful, and I'd like to add something that's often overlooked. Reward yourself. When you hit a milestone or stick to your goal for a week, treat yourself to something you enjoy. It makes the process more rewarding and keeps you motivated.
That's a great idea, Julia. Rewards keep the journey fun. I'd also recommend embracing flexibility. Life happens, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. Instead of giving up, adjust and keep going. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up as often as you can.
So true, Jason. And one final tip from me would be to remind yourself of your why. Whenever you feel like giving up, think about why you started in the first place. Whether it's for your health, career, or personal growth, keeping your why in mind helps you stay motivated.
I love that, Julia. It's all about keeping the bigger picture in focus. So, to sum up, start small, build a routine, track your progress, find accountability, reward yourself, stay flexible, and always remember your why. These tips might sound simple, but they're incredibly effective when you put them into practice.
Exactly. And remember, consistency is a skill you build over time. Don't be too hard on yourself if you stumble. What matters is getting back up and continuing the journey.
Well said, Julia. All right, let's recap everything we've discussed and share some key takeaways for our listeners. All right, let's wrap things up with a quick recap of what we've covered today. We started by discussing why consistency matters. It's the foundation of success, helping you build momentum, create trust, and turn your dreams into reality.
Then, we talked about the common challenges to staying consistent, like procrastination, lack of motivation, distractions, self-doubt, and trying to do too much at once. But we also emphasized that these challenges are normal and can be overcome.
Exactly. And we shared some practical tips to help you build consistency, including starting small, creating a routine, tracking your progress, finding accountability, rewarding yourself, staying flexible, and remembering your why.
Consistency doesn't mean being perfect. It's about making steady progress over time. And it's okay to have setbacks. What matters is getting back on track and continuing to show up for yourself.
Absolutely, Julia. So, for our listeners, we encourage you to take one tip from today's conversation and start applying it to your life. Whether it's setting a small goal or finding an accountability partner, small actions lead to big results.
And remember, consistency is a journey, not a destination. Celebrate every step you take, no matter how small, and keep moving forward.
Well said, Julia. Thank you all for tuning in to the Personal Growth Talks podcast. If you found this episode helpful, don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who might need a little extra motivation to stay consistent.
We'll see you next time with another inspiring topic. Until then, stay consistent and keep growing. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone. Before we wrap up completely, we'd like to leave you with a quick call to action. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell, dar too, so you never miss an update.
And don't forget to share this episode with a friend or family member who might need a little encouragement to stay consistent in their life. Your support helps us create more content to inspire and empower you.
We'd also love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. What's one area of your life where you're trying to stay consistent? Or share a tip that's worked for you. Your insights could help others in the community.
Thanks so much for joining us today. Remember, consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up day by day and making progress toward your goals.
That's right, Julia. Keep growing, stay consistent, and we'll see you in the next episode of the Personal Growth Talks podcast.